I just killed 5 people.
Yesterday, our community suffered a tremendous loss at the hands of a heinous criminal.
Can you put the gun down?
No, I cannot.
Should have gone in. This is our scene. Someone's already been shot.
What do these voices tell you? Hurt people, kill people, push this person and go smack, hit, pull someone's hair, spit on them, do something to make their life hell.
It was Wednesday, January 23, 2019, just a bit before lunchtime, when a young man in a hoodie got out of his car and entered the SunTrust Branch Bank on US 27 in Sebring, Florida. The voices in his head had been telling him that today would be the day. It had to be the day. Those voices, he claimed, would lead him to kill 5 innocent women locked within the confines of the bank. And then he called 911. The next 2 voices he would hear over the next hour and a half would work hard to prevent any more lives being lost to that horrible day. Join us as we look into the story of Zephan Xavier and the events of that fateful day. Before we begin, we would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the victims of this horrible event and the families they left behind.
I just killed 5 people. Well, actually about to be 6.
Can you repeat that?
I killed 5.
You just killed 5 people?
Yes. If you didn't think I could do it, but...
Why did you do that?
I honestly don't know.
Sir, what did you kill them with?
9mm.
A 9mm?
Yep.
Where are they?
Lying up against the wall, like I told them to.
They're lying up against the wall like you told them to?
Yep.
On the line with Zephan is Highlands County E911 communicator Kristen Johnson. She has been trained and experienced in dealing with emergency situations, but anyone can see this event goes way beyond the regular definition of an emergency. She has mere moments to get the situation under control, and she approaches it with a steady, calm, and sympathetic tone. As she speaks, you can hear her typing furiously, sending out alerts to local police and members of the sheriff's department. Just minutes away, officers are on their way to the location, hampered by busy traffic along the roadways.
Can you put the gun down?
No, I cannot.
We have people coming to help you. Can you put the gun down?
There's no help.
Why is there no help? What's going on? We've got people going to help you, okay? What happened?
Yeah, once it sounds like she's still breathing raggedly. If you hurry, you might get to it. If not,
She's still breathing?
raggedly, sounds like I might hear in the wall.
Units are responding to the area in a semi-controlled chaos. They have to create and contain a perimeter around the bank. Even though they are getting information from inside the bank from the gunman, they can't trust his information. There could be more people inside. There could be customers in the parking lot. A gunman could be lying in wait for officers to shoot at.
Put one in the chamber. I got it, don't worry about it. I got it. I'm the one that's patrol rifle, yeah.
Meanwhile, E911 operator Johnson has kept him on the phone, talking and establishing some kind of a relationship that will keep him calm and less of a threat to himself and, most importantly, to the officers who are beginning to surround the building, along with the people who are caught in the traffic jam in front of the bank. She still hasn't established his identity, but it is incredibly important to find something to tie him to reality, to keep her voice as the one he's listening to, not to the ones that led him to these murders.
Okay. So, can I have your name so I know what to call you? Can I have your name? No, you don't want to let me know. Okay. I understand. Okay, my name's Kristen. That's who you're talking to.
In the meantime, another call has come into the 911 center, this time from a homeowner nearby who says a man who was employed at the bank had run up to his doorstep and asked him to call the police. That man, Benjamin Wysakowski, had been in the bank's break room eating his lunch and watching YouTube videos on his phone when he heard a commotion and then shots ringing out. He immediately bolted out the back door of the bank and ran for help, leaving his cell phone behind.
Okay, can you check on the victims for me?
I don't know what I'll do when I see them. I don't.
Oh, you don't know what you'll do when you see them. Okay, I understand.
Keeping them quiet. Gun to my.
Okay, you're keeping the voices quiet with the gun to your... Do you want...
I don't know what they'll do when they see them still alive.
I understand. Okay, would you be okay to speak to one of our deputies? I have Chris here, and he would like to talk with you. You were doing really good talking with me. Can you talk to Chris for me? Sure. Oh, thank you so much.
During all of this, the Highland County Sheriff's Office is bringing in a crisis negotiator, Deputy Chris Carr. Johnson hands off the call smoothly to Carr, who introduced himself to the gunman on the phone. He quickly gets Zeffin to update him on what happened, the status of the people in the bank, and where he is positioned inside the building.
How many people are there with you now?
There was 5 before I got here.
There was 5 before you got there?
I don't know. I don't.
One of the biggest worries was that Zeffin might still have a hostage in the building. And barring that, there was also the worry that he could be preparing to ambush police that came in to get him. Carr had established a rapport with the man and had to get him to put aside his gun and any other weapons he might have. Outside, police are getting some information handed down to them, and they are trying to get an idea of what they're up against inside the building. Some information is from eyewitnesses in the area, some from the 911 call, and some from their own observations, and not just a little bit of speculation.
Someone shot? I don't know, but...
They said there's 2 down inside on the video. There could just be down on the ground. He said 5.
That's what I heard.
That's what he did.
He said he killed 5, and there's 2 more in there.
Tensions were running high outside with the police officers as the siege wore on.
We should have gone in. This is our scene.
Not our call.
I know, and I know that, but this is our scene. We go in. That is what we're trained for. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking bank or a school.
Diego,
someone's already been shot. This is not a fucking robbery.
I'll mark you in.
Shut the fuck up. Just...
Back on the telephone, overcome with stress, guilt, and the understanding of how out of control the situation had become, Zeffin drops into a full-blown anxiety attack. Outside, police have been blocking off streets well away from the scene, as well as more police cruisers and emergency vehicles were heading to the bank.
Jack, are you there, Bubba?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took off my vest. I can't breathe. Hot.
It's hot in there?
I'm just hot. I can't breathe.
Okay. Are you standing up or sitting down?
Sitting down at the moment.
Jack, stand up for me. And just breathe deep through your nose and out through your mouth 2 or 3 times, but do it slow.
I can't.
Huh?
I can't.
Why is that?
I don't
Can you lay down and breathe? Or what are the voices telling you now?
shoot.
Are they okay with you talking to me? Or are you having to fight them over that?
They don't like it.
They don't like it?
No.
Is there something I could say or do that would make them okay with me talking to you? Maybe make them feel a little easier with me?
No. They can hear the people outside, and now they're getting louder, I guess.
What's that?
I can hear the people out in the lobby. It's getting loud.
You can hear the people out in the lobby? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's worry about you, Jack. Okay? Let's not worry about them right now.
It's not them. I'm worried about it. Voice is getting louder.
All right. So other than the voices, it's just you in that room by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, Bob.
The local SWAT team have arrived in an armored vehicle. As the moments tick away, the situation is coming to a head. Deputy Carr has to convince Zeffin into surrendering peacefully, and he needs to do it soon. If not, the SWAT team will have to breach the entrance and attempt to forcefully either take Zeffin in or down. The loss of life in that situation could only add to the tragedy that has already unfolded.
Do you think you're ready to talk to somebody? Or you can talk to me in person if you like. I'll come over there. It'll take me 5 minutes to drive there. What do you think?
How will I know it's you out there?
Huh?
How will I know it's you out there?
Because I'll describe me, and I'm going to tell you something on the phone that's only about me, like a code word, because you and I are the only ones on the phone, and I'll describe me to a T.
Okay.
Okay? But in order for you to do that, I'm going to have to tell you certain things that you need to do before you come out and talk to me. But I'll talk to you in person, face to face. And we can talk as long as you need to talk. I would just need to know if you're more comfortable coming out the front or the back. And I would just tell you how I need you to come out. Because I don't want to see you. I don't want anything to happen to you.
I don't want to see a lot of people.
Okay. Well, maybe I can find out. Well,
If they're out there, you know,
okay.
put the hands up.
Well, I'll find out. But if somebody came in to get those people,
They're telling me to step out, my hands up.
who is?
The people outside.
No, stay in that room for right now. Don't listen to them. Okay? Unless you're ready. But I'd rather tell you, I don't want you to come out unless I tell you how to come out so that I know you're going to be safe. Right now it's me and you on the phone.
They're telling me to go outside.
Well,
They're...
hold on a second. Don't be scared. You're with me. And they're not going to come in that room. They're not going to come in that room. It's just me and you on the phone. That's why I made sure that we had a phone that worked so you and I could keep talking. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have done all that. Okay?
They're telling me to follow their commands and step out my hands above my head with nothing in my hands.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm not going to hang up or anything, but let me find out what's going on. What's that? All right. They're out there. I don't know why they're talking to you, but they're waiting on me to tell them it's okay and that you're going to come out.
Deputy Carr forms a plan with the gunman, explaining that when he says the word black, Zeffin's favorite color, he wants him to put his hands as high in the air above his head as possible and walk out of the bank office and into the lobby. He stresses to the gunman that the officers will be coming in and they are Carr's friends and they are not there to hurt Zeffin as long as he complies with what they need of him. Carr says he will be over immediately to talk with Zeffin in person as soon as possible after he surrenders. Outside, the SWAT team prepares to use the armored vehicle to breach the still locked front doors of the bank.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's say black. You say it for me. You say black?
Black.
Okay, count to 10. Go ahead and put the phone down, count to 10, and then start out the front door. All right, Jack, go ahead, buddy, if you can hear me. Jack, listen to him. Just listen to him, Jack, if you can hear me. I'm still here. Jack, you're doing great. Listen to him, buddy. Listen to what they have to say. You're doing fine, Jack. I think you're doing good, Jack. Keep listening to him.
Officers on the scene take Zeffin into custody without having to fire a shot. Inside the bank, 5 slain women lay on the floor, their heads to the wall. 4 were employees of the bank. 1 was a customer who had just come in to make a deposit. 65-year-old Cynthia Watson was a local jewelry maker and had raised animals on her small farm. She had just recently married a month before the incident. Deborah Cook was a 54-year-old grandmother of 2 who worked as a teller at the bank. She had 2 sons and had been married to her husband since 1984. Metasol Lopez was a 55-year-old woman who was a Sunday school teacher and a member of her church's choir. She and her husband Victor were the proud parents of 5 children. Jessica Montague, the youngest of the victims, was 31 years old and the mother of 5 children. Anna Pinion Williams, a mother of 7 children, was only 38 years old when her life was taken from her. Police swept the building to make sure no one else was hiding and to secure any weapons the gunman may have left behind. Forensic teams and workers from the local coroner's office immediately set to their grim task. Most of the victims had been killed with single gunshot wounds to the back of the head, while 2 had multiple injuries. Shell casings littered the floor around their bodies. In the back office, on a chair, Zeffin had piled up his bulletproof vest, his Springfield Armory XDM 9mm pistol, with 2 additional 13-shot magazines, a knife, his cell phone, and his wallet. Zeffin would be arrested, taken in, and processed. He would be interviewed the next day in an attempt to figure out why this had happened. Detective Sergeant Jeff Reinhardt leads the interrogation alongside Detective Roger St. Laurent.
Anything else excite you?
I try to keep myself as little excitement as I can.
So you're trying, and you've told me that a couple times now, and why is that? Why do you keep yourself calm, or why do you keep yourself from being excited?
Because as soon as I get excited or happy or something happens, voices in my head start telling me to do bad things again.
Okay. So when you get excited or you get happy, you say you hear some voices in your head? All right.
Anytime something positive happens or seems like everything's going okay.
Well, what do these voices tell you?
Hurt people, kill people, kill.
Is it always the same voice?
There's at least 5.
5 different voices you hear?
That I can differentiate from my own.
How long have you been hearing these voices for?
Since I was 11. I need that tissue again.
There you go. Got it? All right, so since you're 11, you've been hearing these voices, and do they, when they speak to you, do they normally say the same things?
No, sometimes it's as simple as just go push this person and go smack, hit, pull someone's hair, spit on them, do something to make their life hell. Other times it's as bad as today.
Okay. So in the past, when you've heard these voices, you would do what they told you to do? Have you ever actually did what they told you to do?
Only once.
Then they try to delve into what the young man, who had just in the last year moved to Sebring, had been doing with his life.
Tell me a little bit more about what's going on in your life since you've been living here in Sebring for the last year to year and a half. What's going on with you?
I've just been trying to find a job that gives me a strict schedule and has a chain of command that keeps my mind focused on exactly what they tell me to do and not, you do it how you think you should do it. It's being told exactly how to do it, when to do it, and what time it needs to be done, not given a choice about anything.
Sure. You follow directions well?
I try to.
Why do you not want to do it your way or how you want to do it?
Because once I start thinking about how to do things, they start talking on how to do bad stuff instead of doing it how it should.
Zeffin had a short stint in the U.S. Army but was discharged early after admitting to another soldier that he had thoughts of killing people and that being in the armed forces would give him an outlet to do such things. After coming to Sebring to live with his mother and stepfather, he had gotten a job as a trainee with a local corrections facility. He had worked there for a couple of months before quitting, just a couple of weeks before committing the murders at the bank. They then asked him what led up to the shootings on this particular day.
So you had a nightmare, you woke up, couldn't go back to sleep, so you're just up and awake. All right, now tell me what'd you do?
Just
hung out, music?
Hung on music and played a game on my phone.
Did you talk to anybody?
Until about 9.
About 9 a.m. you did?
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to?
A buddy of mine on my Xbox. We played a game for a little bit, and then I told him that I had to go because things were getting a little loud in my head, and I was just trying to kind of go off to a quieter place, be nothing happening, no real movement, trying to just get out of my head.
Sure. All right. And then what?
It kept getting louder and louder.
That's the voices. Can you remember what they were telling you?
They've been telling me to do for over a week when they've gotten me to buy the gun and the vest and all the ammo.
The pistol had been purchased on January the 8th for $585 at Boom Boom's Guns and Ammo in Sebring. Zeffin had filled out the appropriate paperwork for the purchase but had not disclosed that he was undergoing psychiatric problems. He left and came back to pick up the pistol after the required waiting period, at which time on January the 12th he also purchased 50 rounds of ammo for the gun. A week later, he came back and purchased the bulletproof vest for $175. And then the officers lead him into telling about getting in the car and driving off to the bank.
You're at your house. Tell me what happened before you left your house. I know you said the voices were getting loud. What happened before you left? What made you leave?
It just kept getting louder, and they kept saying to leave. And every time I get closer to the door, closer to my car, they'd get quieter. So then I finally got to the car and was pulling out of the driveway, and they stopped yelling. They stopped for a while. I just drove, figured that maybe if I just drove, I could calm down, and I turned on music, and I just kept driving. I've never done anything anywhere near this, so I figured I'd just drive and calm down. I've done it before. I've just driven and calmed down. I was younger, my dad and I got into a really heated argument, and he kicked me out. At night, I drove my car that I had at the time and drove. I was just driving from town to town, back and forth, just trying to calm down. Yeah, it worked. I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't hurt myself. I just drove. I figured that would happen again. It didn't.
Okay. So before you got in the car to drive, how did the gun and the vest get in the car?
I put it on before I left.
Oh, you put the vest on before you got in the vehicle? You put it on in your home?
That was the first thing they told me to do.
They told you to put the vest on?
Put on the vest. I thought maybe they wanted me to just kill. I didn't know what was happening. And they told me to grab the gun, and I thought they were just going to have me kill. screaming to go in the car.
So as you're driving down 27, then what happened?
As we're getting closer to the bank, the voices started to pick back up and start yelling again. Told me to pull over, to stop. Everywhere I could stop.
Okay, so that's when you pulled into the bank? Okay. Well, tell me, once you got in the bank parking lot, what happened?
Just sat there for a while. Felt like forever. Just trying to stop myself.
Okay.
Even when I got in there and I was standing in front of her, staring off into space, trying to not think, so I could just walk back out. But
So you walked into the bank? You got out of your car and went inside? Were you wearing the vest? Did you have your gun? And then tell me what you saw when you got in, when you opened the door and went in the bank. What did you see?
5 people.
What happened?
I was talking to the bank teller, and she asked if she could help me. I pulled the gun out, and I told her, help me by stepping out from behind the counter. All of you. There's 2 behind the counter. I told them to get up against the wall. They both walked out. They didn't argue. They didn't just listen and walked. The lady I told to get out from behind the counter and get against the wall. I turned around and said that I need all of you guys to get against the wall. And one of the ladies came back with a sarcastic okay, and the lady behind the counter just said, get against the wall, just listen to him. And so I told her I asked who could lock the doors. That's what they told me to do, is to lock the doors so no one can get in. I locked the doors, told me to lay on the ground. Told me to tell them to lay on the ground. I told them to lay on the ground and screaming to shoot. I just stood there for a sec. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I don't like hurting people.
Yes, sir.
They told me to shoot. Got to the point where I was aiming at them. I had my finger off the trigger. I didn't want to shoot. They just kept tormenting me and screaming.
What were the ladies doing?
Asking me why.
And so they were standing up there? What happened?
They were on their stomachs, facing the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Just aiming. Didn't think that. They told me to shoot them, and I put my finger on the trigger, pulled, and they started crying and shooting.
Zephan Xavier would plead guilty to shooting and killing 5 women. A jury would come back with a recommendation for the death penalty for his actions in a 9-3 vote. The state of Florida no longer requires a unanimous decision by the jury for the death penalty in cases where the person has been convicted of a capital crime. During the trial, a psychiatrist testified that she did not believe Zeffin had been suffering from mental distress on the day he committed the crimes. Kristen Johnson, the E911 telecommunicator who had initially received the phone call from Zeffin inside the bank, was honored for her composure, professionalism, and masterful handling of the situation. She was declared the Highlands County First Responder of the Month and given an award by the Sheriff's Department and local civic organizations. If you found this case compelling, don't forget to like the video, comment down below your take on it, and please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1 million and we'd love to have you along. Also, hit the notification bell in order to stay up to date each time we reveal a new shocking case. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes peeled. You never know what's lurking in the shadows.